Now, Friday Night Fever with Mike Ludlam.
Good evening, everyone. You have heard the term, the third time is the charm. When it comes to the high school football playoffs, the second time can be the charm. Proof? Our first game tonight, Division 6, Negaunee and Calumet, the guests, with a 16-0 lead. Miners driving. George Johnson's going to get the ball down to the 1-yard line. He would score on the next play, missed the 2-point conversion, 16-6 Calumet. Less than a minute to go in the half. Russ Bajorn looking for a receiver, but Dylan Tassin cuts in front of Cooper Twardzik and makes the interception. Negaunee trails 16-6 at the break. Jump to the fourth quarter, same score. Bajorn will hand the ball off to his workhorse, Robert Urkala, and he's going to gain about 7 or 8 yards and a first down. Calumet's ball control was a key in this game. A few plays later, Bajorn scores from 4 yards, and the Copper Kings an 18-point lead after the 2-point conversion, 24-6. Negaunee was forced to throw on just about every down. Brock Aho looking for Dylan Tassin, and he's going to make the catch inside the Calumet 25. That set up an Aho TD sneak. Calumet's lead was reduced to 10. Miners had another drive, but on 4th and 2, Aho was hurried by Tyler Radio, and Bajorn makes the interception. That seals the deal. Revenge for the Copper Kings. Calumet advances to the district final with a 24-14 win over Negaunee. On the scoreboard, Calumet will visit Boyne City in the district final next weekend. The Ramblers defeated Oscoda 55-20. Let's go to Division 7, where the second meeting between Westwood and White against Ishpeming and Blue. First quarter, Luke Gray rolls out, goes downfield, and that looks like it's intercepted by Ozzie Corp. But the referee, the official right there says, no, it wasn't. And everybody in Ishpeming says, yes, it was. That would be important because Luke Gray would punch it in. 6-0 Patriots on to the next quarter. Here comes a touchdown and a nice cut as Halen Corello puts it in the end zone. Good block by Thomas Finnegan. It was tied at 6 at the half. Ishpeming went on to win 26-6 and will host tomorrow's winner between Harbor Springs and Iron Mountain in the district final next weekend. Division 8. Bark River Harris at Munising. The Mustangs won this first battle 19-12. First quarter action, Ivor Stenberg scores for Bark River Harris, and it's a 6-0 lead for the Broncos. Brent Brock with the big catch from Alec Blank right here on the out and up down to the Broncos' 15-yard line, but that would stall. Then Alex Mathias with a good run, and he would later complete the drive for the touchdown, and the Broncos would have a 12-0 lead as he scoots across the line. That is Ivor Stenberg is getting another, there's the touchdown, there we go. And Bark River Harris would keep right on going, and here's a pass to Stenberg from Bryce Sundquist, and it was all Broncos in the first half, and they go on to win 22-6. Broncos meet the winner of Forest Park and Lakeland and Humble in the district final next weekend. Also in Division 8, the St. Ignace Saints, the Newberry Indians. Didn't take long for the Saints to get going. Mitchell Peterson on the inside handoff. He will go 21 yards for the touchdown. And IGGY is already in the lead. Next, Gage Kresge to Andrew Goldthorpe. Nice diving catch to keep the drive alive on 4th and 3. Kresge would score, and the Saints were rolling. John Paramsky beats the blitz and hits Adam Hildebrand with this pass. That's good for a gain of 30. But the Saints were threatening just before the half. But Josh Hood said enough of that. However, St. Ignace went on to win 50-20. And next week, the Saints will take on the Cardinals from Johannesburg Lewiston as they defeated Hillman tonight by the score of 35-8. Now let's jump to Division 4. More Cardinals. Big Rapids against Escanaba. And Logan Lamb will strike first with his 12-yard touchdown run. And the Eskimos had a 7-0 lead. Cardinals drive would stall, so the Eskimos are back in action. Braden Papanow from 11 yards. Nice shoulder to lean his way into the end zone. 14-0 Eskimos. Before the half, though, Braden Childress. Jeffrey Davenport back of the end zone. Great catch. Missed the point. Eskimos led 17-6 at the break. Fourth quarter, Eskimos a 3-point lead. Childress options left and pitches to Deshaun Griffin, and he makes a nice cut. Touchdown, Cardinals, their first lead. They hold on to win by the score of 21-17. On the scoreboard, Big Rapids will take on Chippewa Hills, Remus Chippewa Hills next week as they defeated Whitehall 20-16. In Division 5, Sault Ste. Marie and Petoskey are next. And Petoskey's Evan Whitmore calls his own number, and it's 7-0 Northman. Then Whitmore shows off his long arm. Peter Crittenden for the touchdown. And Petoskey has a 13-0 lead after a missed extra point. Sault Ste. Marie quarterback Nicholas Lacrosse looking for a receiver, but Mr. Crittenden says, I don't think so. And he's going to return it deep into Blue Devils territory. In the start of the second quarter, Sault Ste. Marie would make the big stop, but it would not help that much because Petoskey's still pretty good. They go on to win 34-7. Next up, some numbers from 8-man football. North Central defeats Stevenson for the second week in a row, 70-22. Rapid River had 3 sacks in a row by George Canyu. Then he blocked the punt, recovered it, and scored a touchdown. That's a deal. He also had 2 touchdown catches as Rapid River turns over Engadine 36-29. Posen rallies in the fourth quarter to beat Pickford 48-38. And Cedarville with a long road trip, and the Trojans make it worthwhile, defeating Owendale Gagetown 48-28. So it will be Cedarville and Posen next week, along with North Central hosting Rapid River. And in Wisconsin football, the Division 7 playoffs, Pepanalma is pretty good. Burley found out the hard way, 41-6. Now, also in the football playoffs tonight, Menominee had no trouble with Grayling, 56-7. So Menominee awaits tomorrow's winner between Harrison and Kingsford. That game starts at noon Central Time. And when we come back, we'll catch up with some college hockey. To the ice, NMU, Bemidji State. Would it be much of an offensive battle? There's only one way to find out. Let's go to the Barrie Events Center. In the first, Brendan Harms gets it back to the blue line for Leo Fitzgerald. Ate Tolvanen says, "You are not scoring on me." He says that in English, Finnish, and probably several other languages. Oh, let's go to overtime because Tolvanen was stopping everything in sight, and he does again, robbing John Parker. NMU get a chance in the OT. Dominic Shine, nope. Michael Bitzer with the save. Guess what? Nobody scored. Yeah, 0-0 overtime. That's your final. They'll try again tomorrow night at 7:07. Meanwhile, up in Houghton, Michigan Tech taking on Ferris State. We will pick this up in the third period, and Matt Roy is going to get his first of the year unassisted, and that tied the game at 4. That goal coming at 5:33, no more scoring. So in overtime, Jamie Phillips comes up with the big save, and then Tech advances the puck in the other direction. CJ Ike, Tyler Hainanen, and that's Malcolm Gould for the game winner. 5 different Huskies score, and Tech wins in overtime by the count of 5-4. Now, as we go to the WCHA scoreboards, if you didn't believe me, there's the score right there. Elsewhere in the league, Alabama Huntsville edges Lake Superior State 5-4 in overtime. Minnesota State over Alaska 5-2. Also in college hockey, the Finlandia men tie Wisconsin Stout at 3. We'll pick up action in the first set. And Bridget Bussell cannot stop this one as Grand Valley's Kaylee Lound gets credit for the kill. But Lisa Studnicka will get the ball to Autumn Monsma, and she will put this one down. This one went all 5 sets. Grand Valley won 3-2, 15-10 in the final set. On the scoreboard, Michigan Tech against number 1 Ferris State, and the Bulldogs prove why they're pretty good. They won 3-0, and Saginaw Valley State went to Sault Ste. Marie and defeated the Lakers 3-0. And we will be right. Detroit Pistons have won their third straight game, defeating the Chicago Bulls in overtime 98-94. Marcus Morris had 26 points, Andre Drummond 20 points and 20 rebounds for the Pistons. The New York Mets are back in the World Series with a 9-3 victory over Kansas City. Royals still lead the series 2-1. Saturday, Michigan Tech football at home against Tiffin, 1 o'clock. NMU on the road at Walsh. The Lions have the London game very early Sunday against Kansas City. You can see that on Fox UP. The Packers and Broncos are on TV6 Sunday night. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.